Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make a buying decision. Now, all of the business details, which include the type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included in the sale can be found on the business listing. To view this information, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which is listed in the video thumbnail and the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And if after listening you want to take an even deeper dive into the business to perform your due diligence before potentially purchasing this business, you can unlock this listing to look through all of the business information, which includes the domain, the products, the P&L, and more. Can you tell us a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
So my experience in building and running an online business just came from selling locally, selling online through Kijiji. Since I was a kid, buying things and selling them back on Kijiji, just meeting people. And then Facebook Marketplace came out and I was using Facebook Marketplace, just selling electronics, vehicles, services, even finding contractor services. So I was really able to use these platforms and figure out how to drive business and how to drive traffic. I never specialized in Google SEO or even Facebook ads, Instagram ads. So I didn't really have any idea about PPC until I started Amazon, but I knew how to run a business on another platform, whether it be Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace. And what happened in 2017 in this niche, I started seeing a lot of large players get into this niche. And, they would just give me shopping lists because I had experience procuring 3D filaments when 3D printers became really big back in 2013, 2014. And I just noticed a lot of players in Toronto and I figured, let me try to get them the ink for their printers. So I started that. I was quickly able to make supplier relationships through Alibaba. I noticed I was very easy. A lot of people were scared, but I have a very high risk tolerance. So I just tried it, tried to communicate with a few of them, gauge them, and just sent some money, got everything imported, and started selling. So I had some friends that were getting into this niche for this business, and they saw my experience back in 2013, 2014. So they gave me a shopping list, and they just told me, Eddie, just find me all these parts. We can't get these parts locally from the computer stores, from the big brand name stores. And we don't want to deal with China. We don't want to deal with the suppliers and the import and the freight forwarders. Just get it for us, put whatever points you want on top, and you can handle the procurement. So I saw that this was an opportunity, and I also saw that there was no brand in North America that was dominating the space. They were all Chinese sellers on Amazon, and there was no store in the US or Canada that was targeting this niche. And they were just kind of targeting all computer gamers and hobbyists, anybody who needed computer parts. So I figured, let me create something specific for them. So when they're speaking with someone, it's almost, it's on the same level. And it just didn't exist, especially we're in Toronto, so we have an Eastern time number. They can call us 9 to 5, we answer the phone. They can even call us after 5 o'clock on the weekends, where that's kind of how we built our whole business, is just going above and beyond with our communication with our clients. And we really chose this niche because we saw nobody in North America was doing it. They were kind of just going too vague, and we really wanted to narrow in on this specific category.
So why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
So we actually first put our business on the market last year, back in 2022. It just wasn't the right time for us to sell. We were open to the idea because my operations manager, who's also my wife, she was pregnant with our first baby. And I'm an insurance broker as well. So this entire time while I've been building this Amazon business, I've never paid myself. I always kept reinvesting the funds for more inventory. And then once it got to a good place where we kind of could forecast how much inventory and how much money we needed to tie up for our cost of goods, and we had that extra, I started hiring VAs. Well, the first hire was actually for our PPC management because I was doing that all myself and I didn't really have too much experience. So we hired that out. Then I hired out the VAs for the daily, weekly, monthly admin operations that we need. And, I was being an insurance broker the entire time, feeding my family from the income I was making as an insurance broker. But because the insurance industry is so flexible, I was really able to choose my schedule, and I could build this business during the day in pockets, and I could build it on the weekends. And because it's a shipping business, it doesn't require me to be here 8 hours a day. So the entire time it was working great. And then afterwards, my wife came on full time. So she was the operations manager. She took over everything I was doing, managing the VAs. And it was phenomenal. But when she got pregnant, I realized, I have two options here. I can either go back into the business full time, which I didn't really know if I wanted to do that because my insurance business was really taking off. I was signing really big deals and they required a lot of management compared to my smaller clients that I had. Now I was taking on larger clients. And I thought, maybe now is a great time to sell the business. The sales are good. We've been profitable, but we had a phenomenal wholesale year. We closed some really big accounts off of Amazon. Huge accounts, actually, life-changing. It bought us our first house just from that year. So the entire time I never paid myself. And once we had that phenomenal wholesale year, I was actually able to take some money out of the business plus whatever I saved and actually bought us our first house. So we listed the business last year, and it was just such a rush because our daughter was born in November. And I would say around October, we just weren't getting the money that we thought was fair for the business. And we decided, maybe because I have a flexible schedule, let me just go back into it full time, not sell the business right now. Because if we have another wholesale year like we did in 2022, we don't even have to sell the business. We're killing it at that point. And fast forward 12 months now, I think I'm just ready for the next chapter already. I really enjoy real estate investing on top of my insurance business, and there's a lot of kind of linears that they really go hand in hand because specializing in life insurance, a lot of these real estate investors need life insurance and they have teams, so they need group benefits for their employees. And I'm really just ready to step back and let somebody who wants to go 100% into Amazon take over this business because that's what this business deserves. And I don't think I have what's in me to give it. I need to recharge my batteries. I've been running multiple businesses now for almost a decade, and I feel like I'm out of juice. And I need somebody fresh to come in because we built a strong brand in the space, and I really need somebody to take it to the next level because I don't want to just hang up the towel. I deserve more than that, and that's really why I want somebody else to continue to grow this business, and so I can watch it from the sidelines and stay proud.
What did you learn from building this business that worked for you, or what do you think contributed to the success you experienced with this business?
The easiest thing that I did that worked was I just read the reviews and I listened to my customers. And at the beginning, I was too emotional with my products, meaning I thought that they would just look good to have them as part of our brand and our package and our full catalog. If I can compare it to selling a printer, which I used to do at Staples when I was a kid, which taught me this entire business, is people come in for a printer, but Staples makes the money off the paper, the ink, and the cable. And my business was specializing in the paper, the ink, and the cable, not the printers. And we started by selling on our website and Amazon and eBay, and then we got on Walmart until slowly over the years we realized that we need to focus on Amazon for retail. If it's wholesale, that's a different story. We can sell to them direct. But the retail sales, we need to put all of our energy into learning the Amazon game. Forget about the other ones. Let our business be there. If the sales come through, great. But when they're going on Amazon, they can just buy the printer from someone else. So we don't need to sell it. And once I started realizing that, just because we want to quote unquote sell this paper, ink, and cable to them, If the paper's not moving or not making us the margins that we need, then just drop it. Don't overthink it. They can add it to their cart from another seller. So I stopped being greedy about my catalog and trying to give them that full experience when I could just focus on the products that were selling really well for us, that were really good quality, very low return rates, amazing margins, because our margins are great and all of our products are small and light. Aside from our power cords, which we have to bring in by sea freight, everything else we bring in, it's all small and light products that we can just air freight. So our fees are small, and we realized very quickly as well, which is the second point, what worked is multi-packing. And when we would have a product that was selling well as a single, I thought, okay, well, we're in this type of industry where people, they're not buying one product for the rest of their life. We're doing a lot of B2B. And if we're selling to these small home servers, these home data centers or medium-sized kind of data center businesses, they might need one today and then 10 tomorrow and 100 in a year, who knows? So let's multi-pack it, because we started paying attention to how many items would they check out with. And I realized, okay, let's give it to them in a 2-pack, 3-pack, 6-pack, in a 5-pack, 10-pack. And then this way, because they're all small and light, our FBA fees just kind of went up a little bit, but the profit margins in some cases doubled. We went from 20% profits to 40% profits. And our clients were happier because they were paying less, they were getting more, and we were getting more. So it was kind of a win-win for everybody, because Amazon was getting more fees, our PPC went down because that same keyword now resulted in a bigger sale, higher revenue, higher margin. Our client was saving money because we would discount the multi-packs, and we wouldn't focus on colors or anything like that. We would just focus on how many units. So single, 5-pack, 10-pack, 2-pack, 3-pack, 6-pack, and we would pay attention to how our clients were checking out. And I was looking at every single order and what did they order and how much did they order, and that's really what worked. And then the third thing that worked for us is I realized what I didn't want to do, and I was spending too much of my mental energy focusing on keywords, and I had no idea about PPC strategy because, like I mentioned before, I didn't have experience in Google SEO. So I kind of just outsourced that first, and it was a scary thing, because we finally got to a place where we were profitable every month, and I had to make a decision, do I take some money or do I hire somebody? Thankfully, we found a phenomenal company that we've been working with to this day. We're going into our 4th year working together. Even though they're a third party, the people that we worked with haven't changed, and they feel like they're part of our family. And not only did the founder of this company, he was an Amazon seller, he created a software, which is now part of the Carbon 6 family, but he created a software and he created a management service to complement the software. And we just learned so much together from them. So we outsourced that to them. And then I would say about a year after that, we outsourced I made a daily, weekly, monthly operational admin tasks that were taking up a lot of my time, and outsourced that to the VAs. And the VAs even gave us, because they were also created by a 8-figure Amazon seller who trained all of these VAs and started offering the service. So they would teach us. So our PPC VAs would teach us, our operational VAs would teach us, and not only did outsourcing and investing that extra money into staff, basically, not only did it help to remove that stress of the extra operational tasks, they brought knowledge into our business because they have so much experience working with different types of Amazon sellers. So those 3 things right there, to sum it up: listening to our customers, making the right variation multi-packs, and outsourcing those really mental intensive tasks of PPC and operations. That's what really blew our business up, and that's why we've seen exponential growth over the years.
Got it. So was there anything you tried that didn't work out as well?
I mean, obviously there was a lot of products that didn't work, and I probably held on to them longer because, as I mentioned before, I was I would say, greedy at the beginning with my catalog. I wanted to have it all. I wanted the customer to give me all their business, and I wasn't understanding how to calculate all my margins yet. So there was products that I was selling at break-even cost just so they buy it from us, which was the wrong approach. If we're not in the right margin, we should just be dropping that product. If it's not creating the right amount of sales for us on a monthly basis, we shouldn't be tying up our capital. That's not the way to win in this business. There's no point to be greedy and try to sell it all. Just sell what works best for you. And that's what I realized. And then I just started expanding within. So definitely what didn't work for us was just having the wrong products, which was a trial and error, because until I would say 2 years ago, I didn't use any software for product research. We had Jungle Scout, which we just used to automate our review requests. But I was just going based on my understanding of my customer. Okay, if they buy this from us, then they probably need that, because I kind of just understood my end user. I knew what they needed. And I wasn't researching my competitors, which might have been good, but now when I create new products, I actually research, what is their monthly sales, and I understand. I use AZ Insight and Keepa charts. I wasn't using any Keepa, no AZ Insights, none of that. I was just doing everything by feeling, which was obviously wrong, because I probably could have saved us a few times. And that's basically what didn't work for us. We ended up fixing it, but we probably lost some time and some capital. Thankfully, we sold everything. We never took a loss. If we had to break even, we did, but we definitely spent some time on products that didn't work.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
So the first thing that I do every day is I log in to Basecamp, which is the to-do list software that we use with our VAs. And I just go over their tasks. I see if there's anything they need from me. Sometimes they might need an invoice, but they literally manage all of our shipment reconciliations, everything related to our refunds, all of our cases. Anytime that they see that Amazon changed the FBA fee on a product and put it in a wrong category, or is charging a wrong referral fee, which I started noticing happening more this year, they literally will check, and they have everything written down, and they know what it needs to be. And if it's off, we're creating a case and we're solving that problem, and we're getting the reimbursement for everything that they incorrectly charged us for. So my job is now, at this point of the game, just going over the tasks and saying, hey, do they need anything from me? So that might take me 10 minutes. It might take me 30 minutes, depending if I need to pull something up for them. So I do it every day. Also, if there's any messages, we do everything on WhatsApp. We have a group chat for our PPC VAs. We have a group chat for our operational VAs. If they have any questions for me, then I'm just there to answer. But I would say max, it's about 30 minutes. The website requires no management because it's just on Wix, and it's more of a brand page where we just link people to Amazon.com.ca, to Walmart. I don't want to do any retail sales, which is an opportunity for the buyer if they want to do that and bring it over to Shopify or WordPress and WooCommerce, if they want to deal with the retail sales because they have their warehouse set up that way. I don't. I want all my retail to go to Amazon, and if you want to do a wholesale order, you hit me up directly and we can talk. Otherwise, I just want to be making sure that the Amazon inventory is in stock. So 30 minutes a day to double check the VA tasks. None of the PPC needs to be checked because we get an email every week seeing where we're at on our ACOS. If I notice that the true ACOS is a little bit higher than I want it to be, then I'll just send a message and just get a report. But otherwise, that's been fully managed by our PPC team. And honestly, I'm really hands off with the PPC because they do a phenomenal job and they keep our percentages where they're at. So unless we launch a new product and I kind of see it creep up and I look at the campaigns and say, it's because of these new ASINs that we added, perfect. But there's no surprises there. It's actually been very smooth for the last few years when it comes to our ACOS. We hit the percentages that we want. So 30 minutes a day to check the VA tasks, nothing required on Wix. At the beginning of the week and the end of the week, I always check the inventory forecasting to see, hey, do we need to replenish any stock with inventory? So I double check that. And then at the end of the week, I'll also check, same thing. Do we need to replenish any inventory? Is anything running low? If it's about 30 days or less, I'll send stuff in. When it's above 30 days, I won't because everything just moves so quickly. We're able to do everything through UPS. We don't need to do any LTLs, which is the best part. So our inventory checks in quickly. And because it's all small and light stuff, we don't need to worry about, wrapping skids and dealing with bookings. We just ship it all UPS. So I would say the business probably takes, maybe an hour a day of my time at the most. I'll just double check, make sure that there's no fires or anything like that. And then I'll just be focusing on the rest of my tasks on my other businesses when it comes to my real estate investing and my insurance. So at this point right now, it's very hands-off because we have the team, and the team has been the same for multiple years, 3-4 years, and the suppliers are the same. So, I hate to say it, but it's pretty easy. I think we have in the listing 15 hours a week management. So it's way above. It's really more like, 5 hours a week tops, sometimes 7 hours, but very hands-off business now, which is where I think the opportunity lies, because I know that we're missing things because I just don't have what's in me to give any more to it. I like where it's at, and that's going to be a problem if it stays that way, because I'm feeling like I'm getting complacent. So I need somebody to come in with more hunger and more drive and take it to the next level.
Now, if you were to keep the business, what are some ways you would try to grow it?
So the first opportunity I would say would be to take all the work that we've put in over the years of attending trade shows and now invest in sponsorship packages, invest in booths, have a sales team out there talking to these clients, talking to these people walking around, because I've just been flying out and meeting our bigger wholesale clients personally, because a lot of them are speakers or they have booths, because we deal with the major players in the space. They all buy from us. They all get their components from us, whether it just be on Amazon or then they hit us up directly for big volume orders. So I would just fly down there to meet them, get a coffee, face to face, because everything is done online, shake their hand, tell them thank you, and that's it. That was really my only purpose. I'm a one-man band, so I didn't want to hire a team and do these booths and invest in the sponsorship packages, because I just was so focused on building the Amazon business. Everything off of Amazon, it was kind of too much for me to handle. So that's going to be a major opportunity. The second one would be, we've invested $0 on Google and Facebook ads. So all of our traffic has been organic on the website, which we cut off a few years ago, the availability to buy from our website. You can only buy on Amazon or Walmart. If you want to buy from us directly, there's a 1,000 unit order minimum MOQ. You send us an email. If you hit 1,000 orders, we'll work with you. If it's less than that, maybe if it's a little bit less, we might do it. But anything major, we just send them to Amazon. We have business pricing on there. They can just buy from there. Honestly, it was a hard line for me. So if it's 1,000 orders and up, I'll work with you, no problem. Otherwise, you have to buy from Amazon. So there's an opportunity to take the business directly, because we had a lot of organic traffic because our clients love our products. All of our packaging is already custom. They see our brand name on there. Our brand name is the domain name, so it's easy for them to find us. That was done obviously on purpose because we wanted to drive traffic back, but then we realized we don't want to deal with the traffic, unless it's big orders. So that's going to be a major opportunity. And also investing in Google and Facebook ads to drive traffic, and then you can either direct them back to Amazon or you can sell to them directly, whatever you guys want to do. But that's a major opportunity because we have a lot of organic traffic and ranking. We've been now since 2017, and we have blog posts on the back end, like they used to be on the front end. We got rid of them, we put them on our back end. So we're really good on Google. We're 5 stars already on Google as well. We have the right organic SEO in place. But for somebody who knows what they're doing and wants to take it off Wix and maybe put it into Shopify or put it on WordPress and use WooCommerce and Stripe, that would be a major opportunity. And then it's also to expand the catalog, because there is a lot of complementary products that you could be selling. Like if we sell all the cables, why aren't we selling the cable management to go with it, to hide these cords or to make it easy? So there's so many other types of power cords that you could sell, and cable management devices, and even these display adapters that you can sell. So there's so many more products that we can expand into. And if we were going to keep the business, I would do it slowly, but I'm kind of, like I mentioned before, I'm out of juice. That's going to be for the new buyer to do. That's why I didn't want to overdo it. I added a few products this year, which were just variations to good sellers, but I didn't do any new products. So that's going to be a major opportunity. And then all of our photos and A+ description, I saw what worked at the beginning and I was just copying and pasting everything, but I don't have a marketing background. I'm not a creative director. So there's definitely an opportunity to update all of the photos and update all of the advertising that goes with them, along with the A+ description, and adding comparison charts and having the different variations on there. So there's so much opportunity left, and making the product videos and doing video ads. Like, we're not doing any of that. We need somebody who wants to come in, who really understands that, and that's going to be a major opportunity to take this brand to the next level. Right now, another opportunity is to sell into other countries, because just based on the sales that we've been monitoring over the years, we have a lot of sales in Europe, all over Europe. We have sales all over South America and all over the Middle East, because our product, aside from Europe, in South America and Middle East, they have cheap energy, and that's where our clients are going to. That's where they're setting up these big facilities. So that's going to be the major opportunity, is so the client doesn't have to buy from the US FBA inventory and have it shipped over, which still it's working, but if you can figure out and get the products into fulfillment centers in the Middle East, in Europe, in South America, sales are going to just go through the roof, because they need them there. And there's no brand, no global force that's really known. There's no Apple, there's no Samsung in this space. They have those kind of major brands for the machines, but all the components that go with it, that's the real play, and that's what we specialize in. And if you can get this brand in that country and have it translated so it's in their native language, and have the website updated so it's also in the native language, major opportunity there. So that's untouched right now. That'll be for the new buyer. And then you can also expand these products on Walmart. We have Walmart, but they're missing a lot of our new products. We stopped updating our catalog on Walmart a few years ago. So the photos, the products, all that needs to be updated on Walmart. If you're in the US, you could take advantage of Fulfilled by Walmart and advertising with Walmart, and eBay as well. We've just kind of been using eBay to liquidate products that we don't sell anymore, but there's a huge opportunity to update all the entire catalog on eBay as well. So yeah, eBay and Walmart, we're already 5-star sellers, but we kind of just focus on Amazon. So two major opportunities would be to expand and bring the catalog up to date with the photos and everything on those two platforms, and use social media with Google and Facebook ads. Use social media to drive traffic. We don't do any posts. We don't do any reels. We don't talk to any influencers. We just have them as placeholders. Our brand is there, and that's it. We did a couple videos here and there in 2022 on TikTok. We had one that hit 2.3 million views, and then we stopped because our focus has been on Amazon. So a lot of opportunity, a lot of juice still left to squeeze out of this business for the person who has the energy and the team and the knowledge to do it.
And what are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
And the biggest risk that I see is Amazon itself. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to change with them. You always got to, every email that comes from Amazon, read it, see what it means, see how it affects your business. I always look for little random changes that happen. Our listings active. We don't have to deal with any counterfeit sellers because we own our trademarks. So we had that problem back in 2019 where we had people attaching themselves to our listings. Once we started dealing with these trademark infringements, honestly, I think everybody got the message. We haven't had to deal with counterfeit sellers for a few years now. So that's one risk that we don't have. Nobody attaches themselves to our listing. They know that they're going to get taken off and most likely suspended. But Amazon is the biggest risk to this Amazon business because you never know what's going to happen with them. They're always changing things. Right now with this whole Inform Act, there's going to be some changes, and there's these FTC lawsuits that are coming. So that's the only thing I would say. You got to keep your eye on Amazon, and we even have our VAs keep their eyes on Amazon because we noticed earlier this year our FBA fees magically increased because they put us in the wrong category. Our referral fees magically increased because they put us in the wrong category. After like 50 replies, after we opened up cases for all these ASINs individually, we got it corrected, we got reimbursed, and now we monitor it weekly to make sure it never happens again. Because we got reimbursed hundreds of dollars for individual ASINs because Amazon, they went oops, and they changed our fee category or our referral fee. It's ridiculous. So you got to keep your eyes on Amazon. They're a massive business. We're very small in the big picture. And every time you open up a case, you're dealing with an AI support for the first 30 replies until you crack through and you, I guess, annoy them enough where they give you a human being to talk to. So our VAs are trained in that. They create calls. They know how to solve problems. We've solved every problem with Amazon. Some took a week, some took a day, some took a month, but everything gets solved. So that's the biggest risk. The one risk that we don't have is our suppliers. We've been with the same suppliers now since 2017. They're family. We feed them, they feed us. When COVID happened, when factories were shut down in China, when all this stuff was going on, we always had supply. They always took care of us. Our suppliers slept in the warehouse to finish the orders and didn't go home to their families to make sure that once it did open up, they could just ship it. Why? Because we sent them the money and then the factories got shut down. They stayed there and they worked. And we have the same relationship. If they send us an invoice, I pay. I don't play games with them. They don't play games with me. They're family to us. We need each other. So the one risk that we don't have, it's our suppliers. The one risk that we do have is that we focused on Amazon, and Amazon is the biggest risk to the Amazon business. And that's why it's important to diversify that risk by going into other platforms and driving traffic from Google and social media off of Amazon, which is an opportunity for this new buyer. So the biggest risk for the Amazon business is Amazon itself.
And how much support are you willing to offer a buyer who acquires this business?
So we want to make sure that whoever takes our business can be successful, can grow it, because we're proud of what we've built. I want to watch it from the sidelines. I want to see it blow up. I know it can. I know it has that potential to do that if the right team and the right buyer gets their hands on it. And 60 days, normally it's 30 days of email and phone support. We want to offer 60 days. I truly don't think you need more than 2 months because we have such a well-oiled machine. All of our, from the suppliers to the PPC to the admin VAs, everybody knows exactly what their job is. There's no questions asked. Our suppliers, we don't have this like net 30 or net, because we don't need these massive net accounts because everything gets made quickly and shipped quickly. But we're at this place now where we don't need to pay upfront for our products. We could get the products made and then after it ships, they can calculate the shipping and then we pay. For the power cords, we only need to give 30% upfront. So, we have such a well-oiled machine that 2 months is going to be more than you need to understand how this business works because it requires such little management from my end, since the team already knows what they're doing and they already have everything in place where I don't need to tell them or have weekly meetings. Like even for the VAs, we literally have our tasks set in daily, weekly, monthly tasks. So they literally have a schedule. They know what they need to be doing. And our PPC manager, we do not need to tell her what to do. She knows exactly what needs to be done. She's a professional. All she does is PPC every day, all day. So 60 days is what we offer. And that's because, we want to give more than the 30 days if you need us. And honestly, 60 days is all you'll need. It's a well-oiled machine. It's going to be easy to manage and operate. It's going to be more about spending time doing things that we're not doing right now. And that's something that obviously we can't give guidance on because we're not doing it. And yeah, I think 60 days is the perfect amount of time to walk you through what you need to do to be successful in this business.
And regarding the sale of this business, just confirming you commit to a non-compete?
This video is to say that I acknowledge the non-compete agreement that can be found in section 22, and I'm committing to the non-compete agreement, meaning I will not engage in or in any manner become interested in, directly or indirectly, as an owner, partner, joint venture, investor, shareholder, member, or otherwise in any business, trade, or operation that competes with this business for a period of 3 years of the sale date, anywhere in the world, except that the seller may invest in a publicly owned company, provided that investment does not constitute more than 1% of the voting securities of any public company, or for a period of 3 years, except employment with or render services to a third party in a competing business as a director, officer, agent, employee, or consultant with or without compensation. That is the agreement. I am acknowledging and confirm that I accept this non-compete agreement, and you will not have to worry from my end, as I'm going to be focusing on my insurance business.
And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
I prefer cash upfront for this deal, and I am not open to an earnout. I am only looking for cash for this deal, 100% payment, and then the business will be yours. And that's the only thing that I'm looking for.
Now, putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
We believe it's a good purchase because there's so much growth opportunity within this space and this brand. And we've already been dominating the space as a brand, for the last 5-6 years. We've closed the biggest companies in the US. They're our clients. They're all publicly traded companies. They already trust us. There's about to be a major buying cycle on their end in 2024, which is going to be a huge opportunity for the new buyer because you're going to be able to do all the wholesale business for them. And as this industry develops and we're growing with the industry, you're going to be solidified as the go-to brand for these components, the same way that people think of Best Buy for their TVs, or Staples for their printers, or Grand & Toy for their back-to-school supplies. We have that same opportunity with this brand, and that's always been the goal. So right now, you're getting in at the best time. We've laid the groundwork. I'm just not ready to hire an in-house team and go 100% in and let go of my other businesses, because I'm just out of energy, and I need somebody to come in with the experience and the knowledge and the drive to take it to the next level. So really, you're getting a steal on this business, because what could happen is if you have another wholesale year like we did in 2022, it will pay for the entire cost of the business and then some. And that massive buying cycle is going to be in Q1 or Q2 of 2024. So there's huge opportunity in this business for anybody who wants to take it on.
All right, everyone, thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which is listed in the video thumbnail and the description. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So thanks for joining us, and until next time.